Hello, this is Charlie with Charlie's CBGs Cigar Box Guitars. And we're continuing with, this will be episode 8 of the Disciple and the Brickhouse builds. And I've got the necks sanded down and shaped the way I want them. So this will be for the Brickhouse. I like that leopard wood, came out real nice. My markers came out decent on the side. I got my inlays on here. Alright, I got my headstock drilled and ready. And got my heel on this one. Some of that poplar came out with a nice little color in there. Okay, so this one's going to be for the Brickhouse. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And then here is the neck for the Disciple build. The inlays on that one on the side markers there. I thought they came out pretty nice. This one's got the walnut for the fretboard, and the headstock on that one came out pretty nice. So I'm getting ready to start putting the frets on, and but we'll look at how it's going to look after I get them on there. So on the Disciple, I mounted all the electronics in there. I don't have it all hot glued down yet. But I got it on there. So I got my volume and my tone and my 3-way selector switch here. So once all that gets put together, it's going to come out looking pretty nice for that one. Okay. I like that. We can adjust the coil pickup there up and down a little bit. I got it as high up so I can slide this on there. See these things, gotta be a little careful because stuck that baby on there pretty tight. Oh no, well, I'll have to wait. Let me get that. I'm gonna take that loose. That one might be on there. We'll have to see. And then we got this one, the Brickhouse. Everything on here has been hot glued down, except for the input jacks. That's what that one's going to look like when she gets done. Except with the box on it. That's going to be pretty nice, I think. Okay, as we start to do the the fretting part. I got these from CB Getty here. These I like to use the medium size. These are silver. These are the nickel silver brand. But I've put my little number 12 curve in my fretboard, so I've got to curve my frets to make them easier to knock that, to put into place. And since I don't have one of those little fret curling tools, I have to do it by hand, which I just kind of get a nice little arc on them with my thumbs. One day I'm gonna get me one of those little tools, but not today. I started out buying the smaller packs, which had them already curved in there, which now they sell the large 1 pound pack with the curves in them already done at CB Getty. I just got these a little early. Now I got a whole pound of them. Now I can use these when I don't put the curve in there, and it's easy. You just pound them down and you're good to go when they're straight like that. And then I got my jumbo fret that I'm going to use up here for my number 1 fret at the nut side, right? And then the rest of them are going to be medium, going all the way down. We're going to install those. I'm going to install those today. So I got these jumbos, nickel silver frets that I use for the 0 fret position. So that one's bigger. You can see the different size. It's a lot bigger. And so the strings will ride over the 0 fret, and I'll be able to get my action on between the fret and the string there. And now since I've been sanding on this thing, so all my notches that I cut from my frets are all filled with sawdust. And since I stained it, I put natural stain on this. Okay, so first I started out sanding this with first I did the file, and I got the majority of the shape that I wanted, right? So then, and I got my little heel shaped. Then I come back with my little vibrating sander to sand the rest, and I sand with this one down to 220. And then after that, I want to get my little arch in my fret, so I put on here a 220, nice one, and I sand it in and get it nice and get that little curve in it. And then I start going down. I go all the way down. I start out with 400, and then I go to 800, and then I go 1,000, 1,500, and then 3,000 to finish it off. So this is what it looks like without any varnish on it at all. So it's got a little shine to it. Now, when I start putting these frets on here, I've tried it every which way. I made me one of these that you can put the file in to file off the side, the edges, but every time I do that, I tape it all up, and then I get to going, and it'll slip off, and then whack! I've done messed up like 3 or 4 frets. So then I gotta go back in there and try to file them down, and if it's too much, then I gotta take the fret out and put another one in. So what I found, I just use old school and file it by hand. And I know a lot of people got grinders and stuff, and when I get it to this stage, I don't want to put a grinder up to it and then mess up the whole thing. And I also make sure that everything is straight. I eyeball it. I have a couple of steel rules that I put on there, but they're not perfectly straight, so you can't really, you have to eyeball it. So while I'm sanding it, I want to make sure that this is going to be straight. So I take all the whelps, and if there's any in it, out while I'm sanding it. Usually they're fairly straight because I try to pick straight wood, but you never know. So if you got a little bit of not being straight, you're going to put it on there because it'll cause your strings to buzz against the other frets if they're not set right. So I've taken the time and made sure these were straight as they can be, eyeballed, and I put my little steel ruler up there a few times to check that against it to make sure it's straight. Now, so when we start putting the frets in, I can check to make sure they're straight as we go. But usually I wait till I get them all in and get them filed down, at least the edges, before I start crowning them and filing getting the burrs off the end, trying to make it smooth. But what I do is I got this little razor knife blade that I'm going to use to take some of the sawdust out of the fret slot. Right, come back in here, take some of it out, and then blow it off. This one here, I got the little saw blade off a little bit on when I was cutting the slot, but I left that in there because I'm hoping that the fret will cover up most of it so you can't see it. Because if I was to try to sand that out when I was sanding, I'd have sanded it down too far, I think. Okay, now I'm going to start putting the frets on here. I'm going to start with my 0 fret, the jumbo. And I got my little bitty hammer. This is a watch whatever you call it hammer. It's a hobby hammer that I bought at Harbor Freight. And it seems to work good with these frets. A lot of control with this. I know people use the mallet and fret press. I don't have one. So, and then I got my snippers here. So I always save all the pieces. If they're not big enough for my cigar box guitars, I can use them on a diddly bow or a banjo where I don't use quite the same width of wood. Okay, so then I just start putting in my frets. might be asking why I use this to clean the slots out. You don't know the truth, I really don't want all that sawdust to come out of there, especially when it's mixed with that little bit of stain. I know people that glue them all in, but once you get these babies in there pretty tight and get them set with that little bit of sawdust and stain in there, it's pretty much glued in there. They're not coming out. And I don't have a lot of money for that much glue, so I don't want to waste. Maybe one day. I only glue them in when I have trouble, or I have to pull them back out and then put them back in. Get these mediums out of the way. Now I was thinking about using some stainless, but then I said, no, I'm going to save that for a special build. And then I have two pieces of gold, which I did one with all gold. I haven't been able to find any gold lately, so holding off on that. But I got quite a few stainless. I could do one with the stainless, which makes it pretty shiny. It looks real nice with stainless, but this one here is going to be just fine with the nickel. So here's the one I bent with my fingers. Okay, so now we got the brick house. I'm going to put the jumbo up here at the 0 fret. So this one's all fretted. Well, it's got frets on it, ain't fretted yet. It's got a lot of work to go. This one, I got this one here already shaped, so we can start driving these in. One day I'll give me a press. Maybe one of those mallets. I don't know, I'm getting used to this though. is like the feel of it, you know. Kind of each one I'm setting it in there right.